Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 14th. We're going to jump right in here, Libra. And in your current general energies, you have this last quarter moon in Capricorn, which says leave the past behind. You have this full moon in Pisces, which says forgive on it. So obviously, if you're dealing with a breakup or a separation, you could be forgiving that person and kind of leaving it in the past. You have the Seven of Cups, the World, and the Hermit in that row as well. Yeah, you have this letting go card, Tower. Some of you are clearly letting go of a situation, so we're gonna look into that. But it looks like you learned a lot in this first row here. It's like you learned a lot about whatever, life, relationships, something. And this could have hurt some of you. This could still be fresh. You're clearly still thinking about the past for some of you. Again, that's not going to be true for all of you. I just think that it's true for some of you. And there's other things that are coming up here as well. But what I would say to you is I feel you need to believe that you can have something better in your life, that there is, something better. That's it. That's all I can say. So, again, you have that full moon in Pisces says forgive, so I would definitely forgive the past. I feel a lot of questions here. I mean, Seven of Cups is a card of being spoiled for choice, but you could also be looking at, why something didn't work out. And if it wasn't love, I feel for some of you, this is like in work or business. Something didn't work out how you wanted it to. For others, it's like, you have the Tower here. The Tower's been coming up a lot lately, so, this could be a global Tower moment. It is coming up in the area of the unexpected. Do I really feel there's anything unexpected here? I would say no. It's kind of interesting because I've said to pretty much everyone that I really don't think it's like an unexpected week, if that makes sense. I don't think there's, anything happening in our personal lives that's necessarily unexpected. Of course, there's always things that come up in life, but nothing like significant, even with the Tower there. I feel like this has already happened because you have the leave the past behind, and you also have that Tower. It's like saying this has already happened. And, this Seven of Cups could be like asking why. You could be asking why something had to go the way that it did. You have the World here. You also have the Wheel of Fortune, so I would be careful of repeating a cycle with these two cards, but the World represents completion, and it also represents an achievement, so it could say that you are accomplishing something or that you have accomplished something that you want to accomplish in life, so I do feel there is success coming in for you, but I also feel it's just talking about completion. You have the Hermit. The Hermit says whatever you've been through is like a dark night of the soul, so you've probably been going through it, regardless of whether this is love or business or work. I feel this could have been like a difficult situation. The good news is, for you, Libra, is that clearly, everything says there's going to be a turnaround. Ace of Wands, Six of Cups, happy new beginning going this way. Ten of Cups, fortune after difficulty. Sun, the best card in the deck. So I feel, that there's a lot of good stuff coming in for you. And this row here represents what's coming towards you. So what's coming towards you is total happiness, joy, happiness, abundance, good things in that row. With the Seven of Cups, you have this Enterprise card. Again, for some of you, I feel like this is definitely like a work or business thing that just isn't working out. So, this card here represents business, obviously. This is Jupiter in Aries. We have Jupiter going back into Aries at the end of the year. And, I feel for a lot of you that, I should say closer to the end of the year. And I feel that that could be a great time for you. Right now, maybe something isn't going to work out or isn't working out in work or business, or you're just struggling in that area of life. But I feel there's a new beginning coming in for you. With the World, you have this Principle card. Yeah, to me, this is that eclipse that we had in Taurus on the 8th of the month. The thing about Taurus is it has a lot to do with our values, things that we value. Principles are part of our values, right? So if there was like a relationship that didn't live up to certain principles that you have for yourself, even if you were lying to yourself, the eclipse might have removed it from your life. Same thing with work or business or otherwise. If you're doing something that doesn't align with your principles, it's possible that's what came to an end here with that card. With the Hermit, you have this extremism card. Yeah, a lot of people getting this card, there is a little bit of an extreme energy in the astrology. I don't know. Sometimes I feel when like Mars is retrograde, for example, like it is right now, the extreme energy can come out from people who are like out of control. So, if there are any out of control people in your life, or if you were dating an out of control person, I kind of feel you could have experienced that. For others, I feel that, sometimes I think we overcorrect. And that's kind of what I'm getting here with the Hermit is I would be careful of overcorrecting here, Libra. Like, and what I mean by that is like sometimes we get hurt in love. So we go completely the other direction and we swear love off, for example. To me, that's an overcorrection. Maybe we have someone cheat on us, so then we make future people jump through a bunch of hoops before they can be in a relationship with us, right? That's an overcorrection. And I understand why we overcorrect because we don't want to get hurt again, but at the same time, then you didn't learn the lesson, right? Because what the lesson is like if a person cheated on you, it's like, what didn't you see, right? So if we can look at the lesson and say, oh, I didn't see this, but now I see it, looking back on the situation, right? Then there's no reason to overcorrect because then you're just trusting that you actually learned what you had to learn. Same thing with business or work as well. I mean, I've worked in businesses for a very long period of time. I had my first business when I was 16, and I've just seen it happen many times where people like have a business failure and then they are like, oh no, I have to go get a job now and I'm never going to have a business again. So I would be careful of the overcorrecting with that energy because again, I feel sometimes when we overcorrect, we're doubting that we learned the lesson. And that's really what I'm getting here. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have the Wizard of the Woods. It says focus. You also have this letting go card. Again, I don't think there's anything unexpected coming in for you. I feel like you've already experienced something that has been a tower basically in your life. So I do feel it's time to let go, with the letting go card. I feel like you need to focus on what you really want. Everything here says out with the old, in with the new. You have the Tower, you have the Ace of Wands, and you have the Wheel of Fortune. The Tower is falling because these people have been ignoring reality. So some of you, it's like maybe you did have a little bit of, getting hit by reality recently, but I feel like the Tower has fallen. Now it's time to rebuild. You have the Ace of Wands. There is a castle that is meant to look like it's crumbling right above my finger there. So Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune. Do you need to repeat a cycle again? The trick with the Wheel of Fortune is that we want to be at the center of the wheel here. When we're at the center of the wheel, things can change, things can go on around us, but we see it when it's coming, and we adapt accordingly with the Wheel of Fortune. So you want to be at the center of the wheel. How do you get to the center of the wheel? Exactly what I said. Can you look at past situations? We're not living in the past, right? We're just looking at those past situations and saying, what did I learn from this? Did I get my reward? I always, I encourage people to get their rewards through the pain that they've been through, right? At the, one of my favorite people of all time, Eric Thomas, hip hop preacher, he says, at the end of pain is success. So I feel if you've gone through some pains, multiple, not just one thing here, then you need to look at those things and say, what did I learn? When you see what you learned, that is your gold. That is your reward for what you've been through because it allows you to avoid it in the future, but also it makes you maybe have some sort of realization, but also puts you at the center of the wheel because then you're not allowing life to just happen to you. You are happening to life. And, I feel that's what this reading is talking about. Pretty deep reading here, Libra, if I do say so myself. I feel it's very, very personal. With the Tower, you have the detachment card. I actually kind of like this because I feel like you understand. I mean, he's as low as he can get. He's literally at sea level on this card. Look, he's in the water. So, it's like you've been brought all the way down, right? And this doesn't even have to be a bad thing. Sometimes I think you have a Tower moment, and maybe it's not that big of a deal, but still, I think you've kind of been brought down. Now you see things, from sea level is what I'm getting here. But I feel like this is a good thing. Can we clarify that, though? I need more detail on that. You have this affair card. Could have been like a lying, cheating, stealing situation. But for others, this affair card is actually pretty good. It can represent a positive affair, but like as in falling in love with something. But it doesn't even have to be love either. It could be you falling in love with a business or falling in love with a new idea. Ace of Wands, right? Ace of Wands is like that one thing we need. I always say Ace of Wands to me is like that spark of hope, that spark of inspiration that kind of pulls us out of a Tower moment sometimes. With the Ace of Wands, you have this resistance card. This card is Mercury and Taurus. I'm laughing because, like, when we get very close to success, that's when we experience the most resistance, right? So I feel like some of you are very close to success, but because of that, you could be experiencing a lot of resistance. And I feel that there's a very strong need for you to kind of like let go of the resistance here with this energy. And I feel like you need to grab on to that new opportunity. Some of you could still be just a little bit attached to the past is what I'm feeling here. But the second you let go, I feel there's amazing things for you. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have this organization card. It is kind of weird that cards like this have been coming up for almost everyone. I don't really see it in the astrology, if I'm being honest with you. I don't know like where this organizational energy is coming from. The best way I can describe it is I feel like the universe wants us to kind of like put our life into buckets, meaning like if you're working, when you're at work, like focus on work. When you're at home, focus on the home, but don't focus on work, right? Like there's something about focus here. You even wasn't this other card about focus? Yes, the Wizard of the Woods. It says focus. I think if you can focus, and there's a car alarm going off. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but that's confirmation for me. I feel like some of you, if you focus on kind of like the tasks that are in front of you, the things that you can control, then you will be happening to life. Exactly like I said, life won't just be happening to you. And I feel like that's the switch that needs to happen here. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, you have this time for a nap card, and you have this imagine card. Could be time for a break or just time to, chill out. I always say, Mars retrograde, whenever it's Mars retrograde, this nap card comes up all the time. And this happened like 2 years ago as well when we had Mars retrograde. The trick with Mars retrograde is if you're feeling tired, take a nap. But you're not always going to feel tired with Mars retrograde. But it's kind of like one of those, to me, Mars retrograde basically says don't force it, anything that you're trying to do. And so I would embrace that energy. The Imagine energy is pretty interesting as well because a lot of people have been getting these cards of needing to bring something down to earth. You can see that she has like a rope tied around the moon on that Imagine card. And I literally feel it saying, if you can dream it, you can have it. So you have the Six of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Sun. This is every single card here represents happiness. The Six of Cups can represent, thinking about the past. As I always say, to me, the Six of Cups does not represent an ex coming back. I know everyone and their mother reads it that way, but if you read any of the old tarot books about tarot, the Six of Cups specifically says, do not get trapped in the past. Do not get stuck in nostalgia. Like every single book says it. And so I don't know where this ex coming back thing has even come from the Six of Cups, but, just it's been like that for years on YouTube. But anyway, what I would say here is it basically says, do not get stuck in nostalgia. I think of one of my favorite decks of all time, the Golden Tarot. It says in that book from the Golden Tarot, it says, do not get stuck in the past. So, I know there's a lot of kind of talking about the past in this reading, and I feel like it's saying don't get stuck in the past. And again, I'm not even referring to just love. To me, this doesn't even have to be an ex. For some of you, clearly, I think this is like a work or a business failure that you experienced in the past, and I feel like you need to not make sure you don't allow the situation to define you. I also feel that the Six of Cups can be a gift from the universe. Usually the gift we receive from the Six of Cups is a turnaround, meaning we've been experiencing obstacles to something that we want to accomplish. Six of Cups comes in and it removes those obstacles from our life. So that's the type of turnaround we usually experience with the Six of Cups. You also have the Ten of Cups. Fortune after difficulty, major improvements coming in for you. A lot of happiness and a lot of imagining as well. They are probably imagining those cups in that rainbow above them. They're also choosing to be happy. One of the things about the Ten of Cups is that they still are living in the real world, as you can see on this card. But they're choosing happiness. They're choosing to focus on what they want to focus on and not on sadness or issues of the world or whatever's going on. And you even have the Sun, which is basically choosing happiness, right? So a lot of happiness, a lot of joy, abundance coming in here. But I also feel there's like a little bit of focus that needs to happen here because it's like if you focus on this, the good stuff, that's what you'll get. With the Six of Cups, you have the drama card. The past is too much drama. Could have been a Leo. Definitely could have been a Leo, for sure. Could have been a Aries as well. Could have been any sign. You have fire stands out to me a lot. You literally have all three here. You have Sag, Leo, Aries. I'm talking about in this deck here, the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. You also have the Sun card. But I feel like the past brings too much drama. With the Ten of Cups, you have the Sun and Pisces. Pretty weird. This card says vision. You've been getting Pisces in your readings. So for those of you that want love, I guess it could be a Pisces, could also be a Pisces. I'm sure there are plenty of you who are saying, I hate Pisces. That's fine. I get it. I'm a Pisces. But what I would say is it could just be a person who has Pisces in their chart. Take it how it resonates, right? But what I would say here is I feel that vision is very important. Almost every single person this week has had this card. And what I feel like it's saying is that we need to like focus on one thing that we want to manifest in our life. And we need to kind of hold it as the object of our attention, the apple of our eye, right? I think if you can just stay focused on exactly what you want, then and not get distracted. There's something about distractions. It's kind of weird because it's like I'm seeing this reading as almost like black space. It's like there's like a thing, there's black space around it, but there's a lot of black space, you know? And I've been getting this feeling kind of like collectively, right? That what I'm wondering is if there's a lot of distraction. That's what the black space is, but it's like the center, your vision, is what you need to focus on. So I would avoid distraction at all cost. With the sun, you have this intuition card. I feel some of you have been learning some lessons about trusting your intuition. Again, if you're dealing with a past person, I feel like you had to learn to, maybe there were some warning signs and you didn't trust your intuition. So it's like now you're learning to do that, but it's almost as if it's like freeing you up, or it's making you more free, the fact that you can now trust yourself. At the end here, for messages from your future self, you have this stability and growth card, and you also have this nourishment and transformation card. So clearly, there's a lot of stability and growth coming in for you. Probably in something new. I feel like something new is being born into your life. You have the Empress and the Queen of Cups. Both cards to me kind of represent the mother. So you have the Four of Pentacles, the Empress, the Queen of Cups, and the Four of Wands. Like I said, if you're this could be the birth of something new. So if you're not trying to get pregnant, I would definitely be careful here, Libra. But, really, I'm not really getting pregnancy on this card. I'm getting more like birth of your ideas. The Empress, she creates her own abundance. The Four of Pentacles, it's basically saying that you're going to find this abundance outside your comfort zone, or, outside the box, so to speak. Four of Pentacles, he holds on too much to what he knows. And again, my thing is, I've been talking about this a lot. I talked about it on my podcast as well, that I believe that right now we have to find third place solutions, things that basically don't exist. It's like if you notice, everything in the world is like this side, that side. So whenever that happens, the universe goes like the other direction. And I feel like the universe is like saying, no, it's like there's things that exist like over here that isn't on any side, right? That could be better, right? It's like, I think on the podcast I was talking to Leo King, we were talking about electric vehicles, and it's like, okay, great, maybe electric vehicles, it doesn't matter what you believe, right? Maybe electric vehicles will save the world or whatever, but what if there's something better? What if there's like vehicles that run on your brain waves, right? Maybe it's better. I don't know, right? So we need to be thinking of these crazy third place ideas. And that's like what I'm getting here is that I feel like third place ideas are kind of where it's at for you. And they could just be unconventional ideas, like plans that pop into your head, random thoughts, random insights. Could also be in relationships as well. It's like, this is for all areas of your life, right? Maybe you come up with a crazy idea to move somewhere, but it's like maybe that intuition is saying, hey, if you move here, you're going to meet the love of your life, right? So you never know. I would like trust your ideas, especially things that are being birthed. You have the Queen of Cups. Again, this is the apple of your eye. You can see that she is holding an object of attention. She is paying attention to that cup. I always say that the Queen of Cups almost looks like a trophy, that cup that she's holding. So she really values her emotions, and I feel like you need to value your feelings. Like, how do you honestly feel about situations in your life? And then what I would do is I would commit to those ideas. You have the Four of Wands. Commit to the things that make you feel good. 10 of Cups, Sun, 6 of Cups, Queen of Cups, Empress. I mean, this whole entire reading just says feel good. Choose to feel good, Libra. And you might say that's obvious, but I don't know. I've met a lot of miserable people in my life, so I don't think it's that obvious. I don't think people necessarily choose to feel good. And I would say, like, what things, I think there are a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions for you, Libra. It's like, what things do you focus on that make you feel weak? Get rid of those things. What things do you focus on that make you feel strong? Think about those things more. Invest more energy into those things. But I would also choose to feel good. I would say, like, what things, there might be things that you don't want to do. It's like, I always bring up these examples, and people are always like, they'll say something, I'm like, don't do things that don't make you feel good. And they'll always be like, well, I have like jury duty that I have to do or something like that. I'm always like, well, there are ways out of jury duty, number one. Number two, it's like, there are always going to be things we have to do in life. There are always obligations. But for the most part, like 51% of the time, can you feel good or choose to feel good? With the Empress and the Four of Pentacles, you have the generosity card. And like, you're starting to feel like the universe is being more fair. Those are the words that are popping into my head. Maybe you feel, maybe you've gotten to that point where you're cursing God, so to speak, just to use a term, right? I don't think you literally are doing this, but maybe you are kind of have been feeling like, okay, like, when is my turn? When are my things going to happen? And I feel like it's now. So, I feel like practicing gratitude would be a good idea for you. With the Queen of Cups, yeah, look, you have this optimism card. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. It is like literally saying everything I've said. choose to be happy. Choose happiness here, Libra, even if you're not happy, right? Choose more things in your life. That's how you can become happy. Choose more things in your life that make you happy. It's that simple. With the Four Wands, you have the seduction card. Definitely could be marriage coming in for those of you that want love, is what I'd say. That's Jupiter and Pisces as well, that card. A lot of people have been getting that card. We have Jupiter and Pisces right now. For whatever reason, this Jupiter and Pisces energy, I feel like could be bringing in love between now and the end of the year. So, and what do you know? Is, in 2022, at the beginning of the year, I did those love readings, and I said that the end of the year I felt was going to be amazing for love, and it definitely shows up here. Again, nobody's going to magically appear in your house. So you have to go out, you have to date, you have to do something to get someone's attention. People aren't going to magically know that you exist. But if you get out there, or if you open your mouth and you talk to people, then you'll find love. So you have 1, 2, 3 right here. I'm going to answer one question. If you don't have a question, that's fine too. I'm just going to answer it as like a personalish reading, but I'm going to read the cards right now. So pause the reading if you need time to think. You have the Four Wands, Page of Pentacles, and the Judgment card. I feel like you're waking up to something here. This is definitely new love coming in for you. There's also something here about needing to leave something behind, because the Judgment card, those people are standing in their coffins. The coffin represents their old life. Outside the coffin represents their new life, but they're still in the coffin. They have to leave the coffin to experience something new. They have to get out of the coffin to experience the new world. So I feel like some of you have to make a change here. Also could be a fire sign coming in for those of you that are looking for love. So Libra, pretty interesting reading. Again, I feel like there is love here, but I feel it's more about you, this reading, and kind of like answering the questions I asked you, and also focusing on joy and happiness. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you this week. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.